Turn the Hymm up. Podcast. Turn the Hymm up. Turn the Hymm up.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Turn the Hymm Up. I'm your boy LP82 along with my co-host
Young Tick, aka Wordplay.
and of course
Cousin Dwaine, baby.
and we have a new guest, a special guest, a very special guest. Name?
I'm Virginia.
Okay, wait. Say it again.
Virginia.
Do it again.
Virginia.
There we
Oh,
go.
okay,
There we go.
closer.
There
Okay.
we go.
Do it.
Okay.
So you gotta get as close as possible. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Cool. So every podcast we talk about what's going on in the world, especially in hip hop, and of course, our gracious host.
You know what time it is.
Yes,
Say
we
less.
do. Yes, we do.
All right, let's get it.
So let's get into it.
I'm starting random off top.
Yes, sir.
Who's the better group, 112 or Jagged Edge? All time.
I'm gonna have to go with Jagged Edge on that.
Why you get Jagged Edge?
It's more hip hopish to me. I like it. They got that hip hop feel to it. I like Jagged, and they got more songs, better songs to me.
You look
I
like
like
you listen
that.
to Jagged Edge. Like currently listen to Jagged Edge.
Yeah. I like that. 112 was cool too, though. What's that
dope.
one little high pitched singer?
Slim.
Yeah, he was cool. Yeah, I gotta go with Jagged Edge though.
That's what's up.
What about y'all?
I'm gonna have to go with 112. 112 all the way. Come on, Cupid. Like who don't? I can still play Cupid to
112
this
was
day.
with-
Yeah.
112 was with Diddy, right?
Bad boy.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Take that.
Take that.
Virginia, what you going with?
112. 112 was always amazing to me. I like their song
Yes.
Peaches and Cream. I was like 12 when that song came out. And pretty much was singing it. Didn't know what I was singing, but
don't
I
think
loved
anybody knew that. We didn't know what we were saying.
Are you a fan of Lil
No way.
Zane?
me?
Yeah.
Of course I was a fan of Lil Zane. I was a fan of Lil Zane.
One hit wonder.
Yep.
Don't do Lil Zane like that.
He was though. He was a one hit
like
wonder.
No. See, look at he's not a one hit wonder. In order to be a one hit wonder, you have to have a hit of your own. He was on somebody else's song.
Yeah, true.
All right, man. Let's get it going, man.
Yes,
so
sir.
We know that we see a lot of couples, a lot of married couples, a lot of boyfriends, girlfriends, young couples going through a lot of things in their relationships. Not to get deep in there, but we talk about mental and physical abuse that happens in relationships.
Yeah.
For you guys, when you guys see these things and you guys see people that are going through it, do you guys think, from your perspective, that mental health, mental abuse is worse than physical abuse, or vice versa? We'll start with Virginia on this one.
Ooh, okay. Just right off the
Go
bat.
right
All
in.
right then. If you ask me, I think that they go hand in hand. In some cases, most cases. I believe that if you are mentally abusive, if you're physical abusive, then you're doing some mental abuse as well.
Yeah.
So I think that goes hand in hand. But if you were to say the lighter of the two, I guess it would have to be, man, they both suck. I'm going to be honest. They're both pretty bad.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
LP?
Of course, physical and mental abuse nobody should endure that at all. Period. No matter age, sex, no matter what. But physical abuse, I've seen it not from my parents, but I've seen it in my family members that do it, that have done it in the past. In some way, some women, not to say women and men too, they kind of want that in a sense. If you get what I'm saying, kind of like it's like a sense of like they care to them. You get what I'm saying? Like I've seen people brag about what their man do to them.
Wow.
Like, oh, he gonna trip, he gonna go upside, like stuff like that. So, it's a hard thing to be a part of, whether you're a man or a woman. But like I said, it's just really both of them are bad. There's no way to there's no one better than the other.
Yeah.
Wordplay, before you jump in with your thoughts, I just want to know, from a man's perspective, do you think it's tougher for us to come out and say that if we are the ones being abused mentally or physically, to actually come out and say it, or do you think it should be one of those things that should be the same both ways?
Oh, I definitely think it's embarrassing. You don't want to come out and say that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's physical or mental, they, like LP said in Virginia, they both go hand in hand. They both bad. You know, it's been situations where I've seen people where it's like a female get beat up by her dude and still going back to him. You know what I'm saying? That's to me both physical and mental abuse. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's like that has to stop. You know what I mean? So yeah, both of those are wrong to me.
That's a fact, man. And if anybody that is going through any type of mental or physical abuse out there, you guys can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. So let's press on, man. I've been going through this little thing that I've been doing lately to try to keep my mind disciplined, where I kind of do like delayed gratification. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sigmund Freud and his idea of using delayed gratification to discipline your mind. So I might see like some Jordans in the store that I might want, or online or whatever, and I'll wait like a couple months to get them, and just kind of put that money to the side and save it a little bit and get them later on. So why do you guys think it's so tough for people in the world, and you know, even ourselves, to discipline our minds sometimes? Why do you guys think it's difficult to do it? Like, why do people struggle so much?
I think it's a lot of things that can stop you from disciplining your mind. I mean, you could be sidetracked off other things, you know, the lack of motivation, you know, to stay on track with one thing, you know what I mean? So it's different things that could stop you from disciplining your mind. But I think that's a very important thing, to discipline your mind, though, because you can get a lot accomplished from that. You know, you can set goals for yourself and, you know, actually accomplish your goals if you discipline your mind enough to do it.
What do you usually do like, what are some of your habits, your tricks and tips that you can give our viewers to discipline their mind?
Pretty much keep your eyes on the prize, you know, focus on what you want to accomplish. Like, just say, if I want to be an NBA player, you know, practice, focus on that, you know what I'm saying? Don't get sidetracked off anything else, but to stay, you know, consistent, stay persistent, you know, with doing whatever you're doing, you know what I mean? And just try not to get sidetracked, try not to have anything steer you away from that, you know, and you know, always keep your eyes on the prize. So whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, make sure you stay focused on doing that.
That's real. Virginia, you got any advice?
Yeah, I mean, I would say outside influences could possibly hinder that or delay your stride forward. That's basically being influenced by other people, what they're saying, what they're doing. Sometimes people gravitate towards other people because of their energy. And some people may have a positive energy, but have people in their circle who is drawing negative energy into their field, and that can hinder anybody to progress, to do anything. You know, if I have goals and I'm sharing it to someone who's negative, who has a closed mind, who's just like, you know, nothing's impossible or nothing's possible, you can't do that, you know, and you're in their field and you know, you talk to them every single day, eventually it's going to get to you where you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe they're right, maybe I can't do this, maybe you know, they say that I can't do it, then maybe they're right, you know, they've been right in the past or whatever, you know. So I think outer influences can cause people to kind of shake their discipline in their minds.
Okay. I like that. LP?
Sometimes it can be generational. Sometimes, you know, you got parents that they lack a certain discipline that, you know, that is going to later on affect their children. Whereas as far as, you know, drug use, you know, financial problems and stuff like that, so it can be generational as well. So it's, you know, those are the things that like my generation can honestly say that our parents or what have you, whatever, not to say all parents, but a lot of parents didn't teach us financing. Like, you know, my mom, she didn't teach me financing, to be honest with you. She for sure, you know, taught me how to spend money, but like, she can wait. Like, I got money, let's go. So, you know, and that's what I mean by generational, because in a way, I'm like that too, because it could be a situation to where It could be whatever. Even when one of my kids, they ask for something, my wife, she could tell me don't do it, but I'm like, what's whatever. Money's gonna come, whatever. Just get it, you know. So, and you know, and that's the type of thing. In a way, I try to catch myself because I'm teaching them. If they just keep asking, we're gonna just say yes. Well, you know, it's money. You're gonna get it back anyway. So I think a lot of that stuff is, you know, generational. The thing I could tell people is just, like you say, it's obvious. Have goals. Set goals for yourself. Reach. Work hard. Strive. You know, you're gonna fall. Pick yourself back up. Do whatever you got to do to get what you want. And not just so much for short-term things, not for materialistic things, but things that actually mean a value. So, you know, like you say, anybody could get clothes and all that type of stuff, but the type of stuff is like, you know, investments and stuff like that. So I think being in the investment world is a very good place to show discipline, because a lot of investors that do that type of stuff, they know when to throw their money in, they know when to take it out. So that shows great discipline. So
exactly. That's deep, man. That's deep. So we talked about the things that causes people to not be able to stay disciplined in the mind and be consistent. Now let's flip it and talk about the things that motivate you guys, that keep you guys going on a daily basis. What are some of those things that you guys usually look forward to keep you going?
Bills.
Number one.
I got to keep going. I got bills. They chasing me.
Right.
Well, I base a lot of things off routine. You know, with me, you know, I can't speak for everybody else, but with me, it's routine. So, you know, I work really good with routine. So if I have a routine or a formula on the way I do things, it helps me out a lot. You know what I mean? And then repetition, which I'm doing it over and over again, that helps out a lot for me.
So what's your routine? What is something, you know, give our viewers a little sneak peek into what your routine looks like?
Just say if I'm recording music, you know, I have presets on, you know, certain plugins that I use, and I use that same formula every time. So if it's something that works for me, I don't usually, you know, venture off and do other things. I usually do what works for me, you know what I mean? And I keep that same routine going if it works for me. If it doesn't work for me, I change up the routine, change the formula up until it fits something that works for me, and I'll stick with that.
And I like that, man, that you use the word routine, because I don't know if you guys know, I got a routine as well. I eat at Panda Express at least twice a week. That's my routine. Pull up, they know my order up there. Now, Virginia,
What you get, man?
orange chicken, teriyaki chicken on the side, half and half chow mein, and fried rice. Yeah, don't play with me.
Is that the
In
best
that order?
Chinese spot though?
It's not, but it's up there though. It's quality enough. Virginia. Now, our viewers don't know, but I want you to kind of let you know you're in the massage business,
Yes,
and this is
I'm a
what you
massage
do.
therapist, yeah.
So I know you have a certain routine that you go through. What does that look like for you?
Okay, so I go off of my morals, my values, and my ethics, my code of ethics.
Right.
I wake up every day, and that's my motivation. As a massage therapist, you have to be self-motivated naturally. You have to be that person that gets up at a certain time every single day, have a routine, because if you're not organized, then your business is not organized. So I live off of my everyday morals, everyday values. I get up, I eat again. No, I like sushi.
Close enough.
Now I make some eggs in the morning, you know, try to get my day started, try to get a little bit of exercise in, definitely stretch. It helps out with your muscles, and that's what I do. I try every day. I wake up is my motivation to live every single day, and
Word.
that's how I keep it. That's just about as simple as that.
Love it.
Right.
LP.
I don't know how to follow up after that, but my routine is not having a routine. I wing it every day. I wake up be like, cool, like, all right, somebody gonna call me to do something. So, yeah, like I said, I do believe. Like I was just telling my wife this the other day. I was like, babe, we gotta find that balance. We need a routine for sure. So I know that's probably like a big important reason why a lot of things don't go the way that I want it, because I don't have a routine. But then, like you say, sometimes when I wing it, hey, I get blessed. So, you know, I just take it one day at a time. So it's the best I can say. I don't have a routine. Sorry.
Man, so I was actually just kind of piggybacking off what you were talking about, talking to your wife about your routine or y'all starting to get stuff together.
Right.
I was talking to my wife a couple days ago about strengths and weaknesses. And I know for me, my strength is like, if I get challenged on something, then by nature, because I'm a competitor, I want to challenge back. I want to be motivated to do something, whether it's like something small like the dishes or something big like a grant or something. Like
Wait. The dishes?
The dishes.
Like,
That's a
bro, how can
challenge,
you
man.
perfect that?
That's a challenge. I don't know if most men don't like doing the dishes.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
I don't.
So I know for me, my weakness though is like sometimes I'm indecisive with certain stuff.
Right.
So for you guys, and I want to start with you on this one. I'm curious. Being honest, being transparent, what is your strength and what is your, let's just start with strength first and we'll go with weakness after that.
I was gonna hope that you start with weakness before we go on to strength.
No, I want
but that's
that
fine.
part.
We'll
I
go.
want the
My
latter.
strength is my weakness.
After that.
And my weakness is my strength. It's my empathic vibes. I can pick up people's energy.
Wait, say that one more time because
Oh,
that was like
sorry.
some Miss Cleo.
No,
Call me now.
it's just
Everybody.
something that you're either kind of like you're born with it or not type of thing. It's like I pick up on other people's energy, which means that if someone's feeling sad or angry, I will know that right away.
That's dope.
How's LP feeling right now?
Oh, he looks a little stressed out, but
What?
barely happy.
How's your workplace feeling?
Terrence is always calm, cool, calm, and collected. It doesn't matter what day Tick. He's always cool, calm, and collected. It doesn't matter what day it is. If it's not all right at that moment, it's going to be all right by the end of the day. You want me to tell you about you?
I was waiting. I was waiting for mine.
You're happy.
Thanks.
You're just stressed out.
Why we gotta be stressed?
Everybody's stressed
Yeah,
out.
you know?
Black men
Key
are
point,
stressed out
everyone's always
to a
stressed out all
certain
the time.
degree. Very stressed. Okay. All right. Wordplay. What is your strength?
My strengths, I believe my strengths is I'm able to analyze different situations and progress from that. You know what I'm saying? Like just certain situations, I can analyze it and move from there. I'm pretty good at
You
that.
said analyze? You James Bond? Undercover agent?
I mean, just like like kind of assess the situation and go from there. I can kind of like, all right, see what it is. All right, now I see what I need to do, and then I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty fast at it.
Sound like a
You
police
know.
officer. That sounds good. LP, what's your strengths?
I learn things fast, but I don't know why I learned it so fast. So it's hard for me to teach people. So that's my weakness. Like I can know something, but it's hard for me to teach people why I know it and how I know it. So, like I don't know. I just pick it up fast, real fast, and then I know it like the back of my hand, but I don't know it enough to be like, this is how you do it. You get what I'm saying?
Is that like how you learn with the beats and stuff, like how to make beats?
Yeah. Like I don't like that's what I'm saying. I don't really remember how I learned how to do it, but I know how to do it. Like, and I'm not trying to say like my beats are like spectacular, like I deserve a Grammy, even though I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get one. But but nah, I just know it. Like I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to explain. But my weakness is that I don't know how to teach somebody. Somebody was to ask me, I don't know how to explain it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's my weakness.
I'm glad you didn't ask me my weakness.
Yeah, what's your weakness?
My weakness is dealing with people. I think it is more so like with people, it's kind of like outsiders that's outside my family or whatever. It's kind of hard to engage in conversation with me with other people until you actually really get to know me. I want to work on that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's my weakness. It's just the will to communicate a lot more with people outside of my family and, just communicate a lot more. I kind of keep my distance. If you don't really know me, you gotta get to know me in order for me to open up to you.
Do you feel like you use that as like a defense mechanism so you don't get hurt?
I think it's a lot of people that let me down in my past. A lot of trust issues. Outside of my family that I've dealt with people. So, I do put up a guard, I believe, because of that.
Okay. So thinking about, we talk about discipline, we talk about motivation, we talk about weaknesses and strengths. So let's talk about procrastination, man.
Oh, yeah, my
middle name.
subject.
Man,
My
we
middle
all
name.
procrastinate to some degree. Every last one of us procrastinate.
Yes,
we try our
sir.
hardest not to do it. Why, in your own personal experiences, what is your biggest flop? What causes you to procrastinate every single time?
I got something if y'all want to think about it. I already know what I'm
Dive
saying.
in there.
I'm
Just lazy.
gonna be honest with you. I look at it as a game. If there's a deadline that need to be made, I'm trying to figure out how close to the line I can get it, and because it makes me feel motivated. Like it makes me feel like I can do a good job. I'm focused on it. I'm like, yeah, I got to get this done, or I'm gonna lose my job, or
So you
whatever.
like working? You like the pressure of working
The
at the last
pressure, when the pressure's on, the closer it is to that line, that deadline. Yeah, I do the best job. Some jobs I've done, like doing different projects and things with work, I waited literally until like hours before. I'm talking about college. Waited hours before I decided to do the paper, and I get the best grade I've ever gotten. Now, don't procrastinate, ladies and gentlemen, but it
Yeah.
works for me.
I feel like one of your professors just flipped a whole table.
Oh,
over
probably
just
just win.
now. So,
Damn.
It is good to look at things as a game, though. Like, like, all right, I'm trying to focus on accomplishing whatever you're trying to accomplish, and look at it like a sport, to try to, get to your goal and all of that. My problem is with procrastination is, with me, if it's not something I absolutely love to do, it's kind of hard for me to move forward with it. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for me. Like I gotta absolutely love what I want to do. You know what I mean? For me to, give my best effort to do it. You know what I'm saying?
that's real. That's real. LP, what causes you to procrastinate the most?
That bed and that pillow. Like, man, like, especially when you got a good,
between the sheets over there.
you know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't know. Really, to be honest with you, like, procrastination's been around my whole life, but it's really increased since I got a cell phone. So that for sure is my procrastination right there. Like
Technology.
I could be laying in my bed, just knowing I got to get up. I'd be sitting there for like 20 minutes on my phone.
Man,
Then I get up and I be
No, that's a
rushing.
lot of people though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say that.
Especially during the quarantine time where like you don't have to get up super early because everyone's staying home. So I think that also helped in us procrastinating on getting up in the morning and things like that. So that's real life. We're able to sleep a lot longer, so we're gonna sleep a lot longer. Well, most of us. But I want to know about you. How about you? What's your procrastination thing?
I don't know. I know in college I procrastinated a lot with similar to you, waiting for the assignment sometimes to the last minute because I like the pressure. But I think the reason why I procrastinate the most is because I'm not really, in a weird way, I'm not really attached to like stuff or like things of the world.
Okay.
Like I feel like it's like you got to just use every minute that you have, every second that you have to love and enjoy the time that you have on this earth. So I don't really focus on like, oh man, I got a deadline or I got all this other stuff. Like I care about those things like that are important, but my mindset is just not on the things of this world, so to speak. So let's look at another thing though. We go with procrastination. We see that everybody suffers from it in some type of way. Do you guys also think that people from time to time should be in therapy and counseling, even if they don't have like mental health issues, just some form of therapy? I feel like in the world that we live in today, when we see all the stuff that we're seeing on TV and even with COVID-19, that it can be stressful, especially for people of color. We have a lot of things that we're dealing with in our communities and just personally that can cause a lot of stress. Do you guys think that it would be beneficial, even though we're kind of apprehensive about therapy and counseling, to go, for our own mental health?
Yes, absolutely. As a massage therapist, I think that I can definitely say that there's all types of therapy. Some people may, listen to this and they think that when you say therapy, you're talking about going to a psychologist or a shrink and seeing, and talking your head out, But there are all forms of therapy. There's massage therapy. There's energy work, which is where you're not even touching anybody. You're just harnessing their energy and pushing it through their body. There's sound therapy. There's music therapy. And that's usually when, when you're doing beats and things like that. That's considered therapy in itself. So when you say therapy, it could mean a broad spectrum. It could be what makes you feel good, what brings you to that calm space in your life. Is it makeup? What about when you go putting on your makeup every day? Is that your ritual that you do to make yourself feel at one when you go out and see the world? Do you love to take pictures? Do you love to, wherever you go, you have a camera on you and you have to snap and that makes you feel satisfied? Is it food? Do you like to go out and eat the best plate you ever had when you're having the most stressful day? Some people shop. Shopping is a therapy. You heard of that. You go out and you shop. And it helps alleviate some pain, some worries, things like that. Swimming, hiking, whichever. Therapy is so broad that there is no excuse not to be taking any type of therapy steps in your life, especially as an adult. You've got to find something to bring you whole. And if you don't have a hobby or you don't have anything that puts you in a different space, just at least for 30 minutes or anything like that, then you're going to be a stressed out person. And you don't want that. Stress is the cause of ailments. It's the cause of heart disease. It's the cause of all lung cancer. Everything usually starts from some type of stress. And that's because people aren't finding outlets. And you need an outlet. You have to have some type of outlet in order for you to go on every single day. Because if you don't, I don't understand how you're doing it.
And I'm glad you brought up outlets and stuff like that, because I definitely need to plug my phone up at some point.
Yeah.
But we were talking a couple weeks ago about doing goat yoga. We're trying to get Wordplay to do it.
Goat? What's goat yoga?
Please,
LP, do we have time to go through this?
Well,
Just give me the basics.
Look, it's like yoga.
It's being one with the
yoga,
goat.
and they put baby goats on your back. They're supposed to calm you.
You know what? Anything, whatever it takes. I've seen massage techniques where they use snakes on your back
yes.
to find knots and pains. So, so I believe it. I just never heard of goat yoga.
Yeah.
So, LP, do you think that therapy and counseling?
All right, let me just say this, right? Real talk. She said everything that we all could have said and everything. I feel like we're gonna have to pay her for this consultation right now. To be honest with you, there's nothing I can really say to compare to what she said. So all I'm gonna say is, yeah, go ahead, get it.
Wordplay?
I definitely think therapy is needed. Because it's always good to, even if you're talking to somebody, it could be a friend you're talking to, and that could be therapeutic. Just releasing, venting. And anything that it is to help you with your problems, you know what I'm saying? And even like with me, therapy to me was therapeutic is music, podcasts, things like that to get my mind off other things, you know what I mean? So I think everybody should have something that they go towards, that they love, that's going to be therapeutic to them.
That's real, man. I love all of you guys' answers. Amazing.
I'll be trying.
So we're going to switch all the way different gears right now. Random question. What is y'all definition of a hater? We all got some haters, and we've all been a hater at least once in our life. Don't lie. You've been a hater before, right?
Nah, I ain't never been a hater.
Wordplay.
I ain't never been a hater, bro. Hater in what way, though? Like, I don't get
what
like,
a hater is.
All right, to me, a hater is somebody that, is mad at the next person that they got something that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
when
what
you
a
was
hater
kid
is to
and
me.
you seen your
And
neighbor with an ice cream cone and you didn't have it, and you
just
wanted
go
that
get-
ice cream cone,
Nah, I'm not the type of person that. I'm the type of person, if I see somebody got it, I just want to get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get it. I'm not going to hate on that person. I'm not going to, be mad at that person because he got it. You just got it. You know what I'm saying?
Tell
I'm just
him,
gonna
Terrence.
Nice.
I'm just gonna try to get what you got.
you're
You
just
know?
not-
Terrence is a
Yeah.
hustler, not a hater. He's a hustler.
Yeah.
I'm
Nah,
gonna go
I
get
ain't
him.
no
I believe that 110% too.
LP, what is your definition of a hater? And matter of fact, have you ever been a hater?
Of course, I've hated. I'm not gonna lie. like
something,
I'm a human being. I've hated before. Definition of a hater, just like everybody knows, it. Somebody's hating on you. You know what I'm saying, like, it is what it is. Like, it's no other way of looking at it. In some ways, we gotta understand. Like, some people just can't control it. It's not like they wake up when they hate. They just, why not me? You know. So everybody hates. You know. People do it different. Some people are really blunt about it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna put him on blast, man. But
What's his name? What's his name?
Nah, he might beat me up.
Is this Beatrice Ortiz? The black belt?
Is this somebody you
No,
hated on,
nah.
or somebody that hated on you?
Nah, somebody hated on me, but it was like vicious. It was so vicious. It was funny in the
Ricky was
same
like, it
time.
was you wordplay.
Nah. It just pretty much like I've seen different forms of hating. Like some people do hating by bragging about what they got. So that's a form of hating. So hating doesn't always mean that they want what you got. Sometimes hating can be, I'm gonna let you know you can never have what I got. So, you know, it's different forms of hating. So we've all seen it. We all dealt with it in some form or fashion.
Is that what the guy that you're talking about? Is that what
Nah,
you did?
it was vicious though. But
Well, we got time.
right.
Love to hear
I
the
want to
story.
hear this.
all right, so it was at work. So there's one particular employee. I had to tell him to do something, and he was so hot. He told me something disrespectful. He just pretty much told me like, "You're never gonna be shit," like some shit like that.
Wow.
He told you that?
Yeah, but it was funny though. I had to laugh because the way he said it. But nah, it's the way he said it and what he was talking about at that time was like, wow. And this was the same person that was kind of like coaching me earlier on in that day about, you know, being positive and all that type of stuff. Like, I really don't want to go in detail because if I go in detail, people are going to know who it is. Then I'm going to have to knock him out.
Yeah, let's stop it right there.
I'm gonna figure that out off camera.
Oh, hey, I told you about it before. But it was funny. Like, he was so mad that it was funny.
All right, Virginia, what is your definition of a hater, and have you ever been a hater?
I don't like the word hate, but I definitely love the word petty. And let me tell you something. I've been very petty about few things quietly in my brain. I've never really said it out loud or have expressed if I did. Was a little bit envious of somebody, but it's happened in the past, of course. But I, as far as I go, I kind of grew out of that. I grew out of the hate and more or less like, okay, that's something I can work towards if I want it. Right. Now you gotta evaluate basically. If this person has this person has that. However, is it something that can be contoured to my lifestyle? And if it can't be something that can fit in my lifestyle or I can benefit from it, why am I hating? Why? What's the point? They're doing good. Good job for you. Whatever, you're doing a great job. Continue going that way. Now, if you bring it to me and you're rubbing it in my face, then that's when the other side of Virginia comes out, which we don't need to talk about today. But it's been times where I was a little bit envious of people, and I just kind of just keep it to myself, or I'll express it to my fiance or my mom or something. But ultimately I try to congratulate people, even if they're doing, somebody who wasn't doing well and they're doing good now, I just congratulate them and then keep on moving, keep your head forward.
Right.
And I see with hating is kind of like, because I grew into knowing that, you hating on somebody because just say, for instance, they got money and you broke. For instance, you know what I'm saying? But you don't know what type of you don't know what that person is going through. You know what I mean? You don't know, he might be stressed out or she might be stressed out, and you probably at ease. You probably in a more comfort space, but, you hating, but you don't know what situation that person is going through internally, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know what it took for that person to get to where they need to be. They probably have to go through a whole bunch just to get to that. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't think it's a good thing to hate, because no one's perfect. First of all, you got to know that no one's perfect. Everyone has problems. Everybody, you know, is equal. Everybody's the same. The only person perfect is God, you know, and, you know, to look at somebody and hate on that person because they got something and you don't, it doesn't make sense, because, you know, you probably got a lot of qualities that person wish they had. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's not good to hate, to me.
Yeah, you see that happen a lot with relationships, and you see like the perfect couple, but not knowing behind closed doors. They're going through so many stressful things, so don't be a hater. Also, I would say for me, I only become a hater when I lose at something. If I lose, I'm automatically, I won't say it out loud, but I am salty.
You're just competitive.
Makes sense.
Super competitive. But I will become a hater. Like,
Was he
I
Michael Jordan?
I don't even watch them play after that. I'm like, I'm over with it. So, but I can say that over the years that I've definitely feel like I'm changing mentally, as far as like things that I did care about before, things that I don't worry about nowadays. So, do you guys think that everybody in the world, let's not say everybody, you guys think that people can change over time, or do you think that people are more than likely, once they get to a certain age, are set in their ways? We'll start with you.
I think people could definitely change. You know, you see a lot of people that's you know, that was teens doing things that wrong when they was teens. They get older, you know, they might see life a little different. They haven't even really experienced life like that. So, you know, things in life mold you to become, you know, how you are. You know what I'm saying? So the things that you was doing in your past, you know, you might not be doing in your future. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think people learn things over time, and, you know, that can change you. That can make you a better person in general. You know, and also God, you know, just having that relationship with God can change you also.
All right. What about you, Virginia?
Well, I think that anything is possible. I've always thought anything's possible. So I believe change is possible, and I don't think there's very much work you have to do in order to change if you don't like something about yourself. I think it's being guided on how to do it is more or less the problem of changing when it comes to people, because physically we change every 7 to 8 years. Our bodies change. So with our bodies changing, you don't think our brains are a part of that too? You know, we have the capability to change no matter what. It's just finding the right path for you that makes you change. And that's my personal opinion.
LP, do you think there gets to a certain point where people just don't change anymore? And when do you think that is, or what do you think causes that to happen?
Lack of life experiences. If you don't change, change is about adapting to your environment. If you don't change, that means that you haven't changed your environment. So sometimes if you stay in the hood, you're always going to be in the hood. You're always going to think like that. Or don't get me wrong, there's people in the hood that do change, but a lot of times it's you have to change your environment. You have to change who you associate with. You have to change sometimes jobs, cities, states, all that good stuff. So I think change comes with environment. So in order to change, you have to change your environment.
Real talk. Y'all dropping gems today. Y'all came to play.
What about you?
I do think people can change, but much like what you guys all said is, it does have, I firmly believe that it takes something drastic to happen for somebody to change. Like, it could be death, it could be loss of job, it could be loss of health. I think then people start to change, because naturally, I think at times when we don't see adversity, we tend to take things for granted. Yeah. So we just go through a mundane routine of like, oh, I'm always going to have this paycheck, or I'm always going to have good health. And then when things starts failing, you start to change, just mentally, physically. So I think you have to go through some stuff, of course, like LP was saying. Speaking of going through some changes, I've grown more affectionate over the years. Being
you're getting soft, man.
Yeah, I was listening to the Usher album.
Come on.
Listening to the Usher album. Had candles on. It was just me. There wasn't nobody else there.
What's some candles, bro?
Candles, yeah.
My boy was putting in
Vanilla
work for
said-
himself.
It was. I need
Hey, it's
self-care.
relaxing. It's
Me
therapeutic.
time.
Hey, can't be mad
Manny's
at you.
petties. Remember we talked about that?
Oh, I'm with that though all day though.
All
I
day.
do amazing
So-
things.
Nothing wrong with that.
When you
Yeah.
look at the definition of affection, it is a gentle feeling of fondness or liking. So we've talked about this before, but I'm so glad you're here today.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that men are more affectionate nowadays, or do you think that they still struggle with it? Because society has changed.
Ooh, that's that's hard to say. That's hard to say. I would like to say in this day and time, yes, that maybe they are a little bit more leaning towards more affectionate, but that can be probably confused with people becoming a little bit more effeminate than before,
Like
a little bit
men
more feminine.
becoming more feminine?
Yes, I'm going to go with that. And that may be the reason why they're a little bit more affectionate, because they may resonate being affectionate with femininity. And, like a lot of people nowadays are coming out, they're, expressing their feminine side.
Took a left.
I'm
Way
just
left.
saying, no, I'm
We
saying
were
because...
just talking about.
But the whole,
guys.
if you're talking about like guys, like hugging people more, type
Yeah,
of
in their
thing.
relationship.
Oh, in their, oh,
With
okay.
the-
That makes sense. Sure. Yeah. They do it. I think it's a lot. It has a lot to do with the person that they're with. I think if that woman is affectionate as well, then that might make them more affectionate. Or if they have a woman that's not so affectionate, that they don't feel like they have to work as hard and they hold their hand everywhere and hug them all the time because they know that their woman isn't down for all that. So, I mean.
Wordplay. How much do you think upbringing has to do with a level of a man's affection?
Who? What? What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the question.
Fireworks still going on?
Oh yeah.
Now, what was the question? I'm sorry, bro.
What level of upbringing, like your childhood upbringing as a man, do you think has to do with you being more affectionate when you get older?
It's just growth, man. Like and like certain situations with being affectionate, like it just depends on your situation, really. Like if you just around just hardcore people all the time, of course you're not gonna be as an affectionate, person like that. It just depends on your circumstances. Like what eased me a lot is my daughters, and just growing up, life, what I'm saying, in general, learning to love a lot more. I know this one thing is love conquers all, what I'm saying? Like over hate, even just fighting, when you fighting the right fight, what I'm saying? So love is one word, which is love, that can take over everything, what I'm saying? And I think if everybody practiced that a lot more, the world would be a better place, what I'm saying? But as far as being affectionate and things like that, of course a man is going to have that aura about itself where it's like, oh, I can't be too soft, you know what I mean? Like, you can't open up, because we hide our emotions, a lot, you know what I mean? As a man, we hide our emotions a lot, but it is okay to open up sometime, you know what I'm saying? And, it's just part of life, you know what I mean? You're gonna have certain situations where you're going to want to open up, vent, and different things like that, so.
So let me ask you a serious question here. Do you cuddle at all?
I'm not a cuddler.
Did you just say cuddler?
Is that how you say it? I'm not. I don't cuddle, bro. I'm not. No, I'm not.
That's not your thing?
Nah.
Like, what ways do you show affection? Like, what would you say things that you do?
Just being with my family, riding for my family,
You know what I'm asking you. Are you give kisses and smooches and stuff like that?
I'm not the kissy type and all that.
You're making these words up. Cuddler, kissy type.
I don't know, like that. To me,
I
that's
have nothing
like.
to do with that.
You sound like
me,
he's in
that's like,
elementary. It's like huggy, kissy.
To me, that's not how I am. You know what I mean? I love
cooties and stuff.
I love who I love. I love my girl, my my kids. I do have that. you know. I just don't. I don't be all like lovey-dovey type of thing. You
Terrence,
know
so
what
like
I'm
you 10 years old.
Yeah, this is tough.
I don't know how to.
This is
I
tough.
don't know how
I
to.
can
You
tell.
know.
LP, do you think you're an affectionate man around here, man? Do you think that you got that in you?
No, I don't. Honestly, nah. I do. Like, it's sporadic. It's not like all consistent. It's not like she's coming home to like, you know, candles lit and listening to Usher and stuff like that. So, nah. I would say, I got a story. I got a story about that. One time I went all out. Y'all viewers.
What's all out?
All out. Spa, inside the room, tub, rose petals, the whole nine. The whole nine. Go. Hey.
That's so nice.
That was going to be the guideline to where this is going to continue or I'm never going to do it again.
That makes sense.
And she made it possible to where I was never going to do it again. So she dropped something, whatever. Mind you, she was in the restroom. I did all this real fast. She come out, had the little wine. Go, what's up, baby? Come on. Then she couldn't find something she was looking. I think she dropped her makeup or whatever it was. She couldn't find it. She goes nuts. She leaves the hotel room. She's going downstairs, running around. She damn near cussed me out because she couldn't find something that she lost. All that. And I was like, man, she didn't even look at the room. She was like, oh, did you see my? No, I didn't see it. Oh, I just paid for that. I just spent like $100 something. Ran out the room. So
Did you just say makeup and $100 and something?
no, because like
that's the answer right there. That's your answer.
yeah, but
right
so
there.
what though? So what though? It's either makeup or romance. Makeup or romance.
Is
So
makeup that serious?
Yes.
yeah, it is. Well,
Yes.
for her, it is.
Yes.
Let me ask Virginia something real
Yes.
quick. Do females really like that? Do females like when a guy go all out, rose petals and all? I mean, in 2020, do females like that, or is that kind of like
What are we,
corny?
like a new
or is
breed of
I'm
men?
I'm speaking for myself personally. Yes, absolutely. Like, I mean, if you know what I like, right, and you go all out on the things that I like, yes. Now, if I'm not one of those people who like rose petals and bubble baths and all that stuff, and you do that, then yeah, it's gonna be like I lost interest. But if I'm way into eating food and I love going to out to the beach and eating seafood because that's my thing, then and you indulge in doing that and put that effort into that, then I'm
Right.
going to appreciate that a lot more versus a teddy bear is nice, teddy bear, chocolates, whatever, it's really, really nice. But when you pay attention to what
Them details.
the details, that's where you get
like
it.
opening your car door and all that?
I mean that's good, but I'm talking about like
Terrence in
okay,
the 50s.
I'm
We
telling
know
you,
you're born.
Throw my shirt over a
Yeah,
puddle.
man.
my fiance does every week, once a week. He opens a door for me one time. Just kidding.
Once a
He
week.
does that all the time. He does very sweet things like
I-
open the door and say nice things.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm racing her to the table. No, you know what though? To answer his question earlier though, real talk though, I think men are more affectionate nowadays because of two things, right? And non-affectionate for two things, right? First thing is, anybody have heard the hashtag relationship goals?
Oh, that is the most dangerous
That right there?
hashtag ever invented.
Ouch.
That right there has made a lot of men do a lot of things that they didn't want to do.
I believe that.
Because either they got friends or don't let your girl have a friend, a man that be doing everything. Like if this dude buffed out, playing guitar, all that type of stuff, you
Look at all that muscles.
Where's your muscles at?
Playing the saxophone?
yeah, you know
Oh,
what
you
I'm
just
saying?
had time to learn how to play saxophone.
All of a
Hey,
sudden.
over there playing with the flame on the candle, all that.
Magic tricks. He's just
All right.
stepping there doing.
So who's heard the word? And this is will deter, stop a man from doing it. Who's heard the word simp?
I have.
I definitely heard
That word right there, especially if he's around his homeboys, girl could be like, "Oh, thank you, babe, for last night," and she walk away. Your boy's like, "Oh man, you a simp? Oh man, nah, man, So I think, like I say, a lot of stuff is influence. So for those men that have a girl that have friends that are all about doing that, traveling, doing this and that, good luck, buddy, because you're gonna be hearing it.
Man.
Or don't let your girl go to anybody's wedding or anything and she's been a bridesmaid one too many times.
Yeah, that's kind of painful. I mean, you listen, but you got to hear what you said, okay? You said she's been a bridesmaid to one too many times, and now she has a boyfriend that she has to take to these weddings.
Exactly.
Every 5 seconds, she's going to be looking at you like, I done caught the bouquet about like 8 times.
I don't see
So ask
it.
yourself though, is it me? Like I've been to 8 different weddings and I haven't got wifed up yet. Like you gotta ask yourself, like, what am I doing wrong?
That sounds like a language I've never even heard of before.
It's a real thing out there, ladies.
Man.
And men. All right, let me ask y'all this. Have y'all ever been on a double date though with another couple and the other couple was just phenomenal? Like they were like it was just so awkward because you look at the dude and you like, man, I'm not doing enough. Like he put the napkin on her lap and stuff. Like
Nah, the double date I went on, they was doing pretty much the same thing I was doing.
Yep.
It was, we was just hanging out. Man. It wasn't,
just hanging out. This is
like, it wasn't,
10th
it was
grade.
like,
What year was this?
nah, I mean, like, doing the typical thing. It wasn't nothing I was like, oh, I wish I
Right.
was doing it like that. You know what I mean? It was just regular.
What about you? Have you ever been in a situation? Yeah, you double dating. You was like, man, you know what? I gotta step my game up.
I'm gonna be so honest, and I'm happy to be able to say this, but we were actually the couple that you hate on because of that. My fiance knows a secret about me that I don't like stickers. I don't like stickers at all. I don't like the way they look. I don't like how they sound when they peel. And when we were out on our double date or whichever we went to, like Fridays or something like that, and they came out now with the forks and the spoons in a bag with a sticker over it. And without even thinking, without saying anything, he reaches over, grabs it, pulls off the sticker, takes it, throws it in the trash, bring it back, opens it up, and lays out the forks and the spoons and the things like that. And I was just like, wow, we're that couple. We're the one that's like, yeah, that's really, really cool, So that's why I say, yeah, we are that actual couple that people's like, come on.
Shout out to your fiance, man. He's doing a heck of a job.
So nobody don't go on a
Don't
double
bring no
date with
stickers,
Bill.
bro.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Let me close this up. LP, have you been in that situation before?
No. Yeah and no. Well, I've been like on the double date where my girl's friend, man, had a lot of money, and he kept buying us drinks. like, bro, man, I'm done. Stop buying us drinks, man. I can't give you no
I
more.
got the next
I can't
one.
do it.
I got it.
I felt like Kevin Hart in that situation, the way my account's set up, right? Yeah. Nah. But, yeah, I've been in something similar to that. But I always, like, even when my girl try to brings it up, I always remind her, I'm like, but me and you can talk about anything, so it don't even matter. Like, that's
important, too.
It's low-key my best friend, so.
That's good. When you have relationships where, your girl or if you're a female and your dude is your best friend, that's important, you know what I mean? And it's good to, when you can vibe and you can talk to that person about anything and open up, that's a real good thing. I think definitely every man and woman needs somebody they can console to and talk to and open up to, with any situation. So
Let's
important.
closing it up, man. I'm glad that you guys all have good.
Wait. What about you?
I know her. You trying to close it up.
Hey. No. I want to hear about
light,
you.
But he don't right now.
I'm very
It's
curious.
getting hot in here, man. Like the
Come
Nelly
on.
video. It's really hot. No, I've never been in that situation before. Yeah, I've never been in that situation before. I think because I'm always really focused on the people that are around me. So if I'm with my wife and then y'all just there. Like y'all just human beings that's taking up the space. But I'm more so on the person that's with me.
So you're that couple.
Yeah, if it's not
You're
family,
that couple.
if it's not family, I'm really not concerned about what type of outfit you got on or something like that.
Are
But
they
I'm
matching?
with you, though.
You matching.
One of the things that's been helping, I know me and my wife a lot, is that we tend to, at a certain time, just shut off all electronics and just focus on our time together. So if all electronics was taken away, TV, phone, computer, all that stuff, how long do you guys think you can last? And how many days do you think you can last without all of those things going? And it's just you and your significant other.
Days.
Dre.
I'm not Dre. No, I'm not going days without any of the. I need I need
You
Wi-Fi.
go an hour at least?
I Mike can do it in my sleep.
No, you're wide awake.
No. No.
Jeez.
To me,
The
it's
honesty is real.
it's a mind thing, though. You know, like if you think about it, when we was younger, you know, we didn't have all of that technology stuff. You know what I mean?
Take. This is relationship, so you're grown now. You're not,
I know.
it's like when you was younger.
You know, it forces you to do other things to compensate for that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're gonna end up finding other things to do besides that. You know, of course, it's because we're on it so much. You know what I'm saying? We think that is pretty much part of our life. You know what I'm saying? So we think we can't go without it, but you know, you can go without it.
All right,
I think
but
you can go without
let
it.
me ask you a question, though.
Sounds
Let me ask you a
tough.
question, though, right? So you take all this away. Are you going to find things to distract you from your significant other, or are you going to find things to do together?
Probably find things to do together.
All right.
Because
That's what we
like,
talking
you know,
about.
You're still
Yeah,
in a
look at you.
relationship. You know?
And she over there on her phone.
You know, you're still in a relationship. You still gotta spicing things up, make things fun.
You
You know what I
making
mean?
soup?
I'm gonna find stuff. I'm gonna find other stuff to do.
You
I'm
gotta-
gonna
you
become
gotta
a
make
hiker or something.
You know, you do gotta make things fun. So you start thinking outside the box, and then it probably would be better for you if you take away the phone and all of that every now and then. You
How
know?
long can you go though?
All right.
To me, right now, I'm saying I like the phone. Of course, you know what I'm saying. I like the phone. I'm on it every morning, watch
I like the phone.
Instagram,
Dating it. Like,
Instagram. You know what I'm saying.
It's cool.
It's my everything. You know what I'm saying.
We're building something good.
Netflix, computer, all of that different stuff. All that technology is, of course, it's important to us, and we, because it's a part of our daily life. You know, we own it 24/7. So of course we're gonna have that mindset with it, but. Take away all of that, you'll find other things to do. I think. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
LP?
I'm gonna be making me a phone then. I'm gonna make my own phone. Oh man, damn, that would be crazy too, because my son lives on his iPad. I can hear him crying right now. But no, of course I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, not too long ago, a couple years ago, my phone bill, was a little too high, so my phone got cut off. But
had Sprint?
Hell yeah, Sprint. Hey, Sprint is high for no
Sprint is out of
reason.
pocket. Y'all out of
It's
pocket, man, for real.
ridiculous.
High for no reason. But other than that, just to say, yeah, I would like to say I think I can do it. I think my mind's a little stronger than that. It's just like you say, it comes to a whole point of no, I don't think I can do it. I need my phone. Sorry.
I think it's all
I need
an
my phone.
illusion, though.
Sorry.
I really think it's all an illusion. Just like everything in life, like it's a lot of things. Like just say eating, for instance. Like I have a hard time, changing my diet and eating right. You know what I'm saying? I eat what I want to eat, but really all you just need is something to put in your system. You know what I'm saying? Like but we don't think like that. If you got it, I want it. I'm gonna take that burger over the salad, right?
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
hey.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
But let's be honest. No broccoli, none of that. Especially you, Terrence, because I already know you. Chicken wings or something. like,
Come on, man. The chicken wings. I gotta eat that.
hey, yo, just a
Flats
side note.
only.
Just
a
Flats
side-
only.
Hey, just a side note. No matter where this guy goes, I kid you not. I've sat with a couple of restaurants. He would get the same thing every time.
You're like a cartoon character. You just
won't
eat the
change
same
it.
stuff.
He's
man.
like, hey.
It could be a whole bunch of things on the menu. I'm gonna get that one
Chicken
thing.
wings.
Chicken wings.
Hey, he'll look at the menu, be like, do you guys got chicken wings?
Do you know why I do that though?
No,
you know
sir,
why I
this
do
is
that?
Italian.
Because you don't want to
restaurant.
waste your money on
I
something.
don't want to waste my money. I'm gonna be so hot if I get something that I don't want to. I'm trying something different. Let me try this certain thing. I eat it and I'll be like, oh, I should have just stuck with the wings, man.
There's so many different type of foods you missing out on. That's crazy.
What about
I
the
love it.
flavor?
I'm always. You can't really mess up wings.
Well,
You can't really mess up
not
wings.
true. I've had,
You ate some whack wings.
Bad wings?
yeah, I'm not gonna put them out there like that, but step your game up. There's Sylvia's on your chicken because you didn't season it. But that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Chicken. So you're the chicken guy.
Chicken.
Chickens.
I can't be mad at chicken.
You
wings are
you're a sushi, right?
I like seafood, but yeah, my main favorite food is sushi. Yes.
LP, what you like, man?
I like whatever. I'll eat anything damn near. So whatever's like new,
Yeah,
whatever.
he proved to us that.
Yeah, I'm not tripping.
yeah.
Hey, like real stuff. Like if I go to the restaurant or whatever and I don't know what to get, I'll just like, yo, what you prefer? All right, order it then. I'll eat it. I don't know. It just trust me. I've had some horrible stuff in my life, but I'll still eat it though.
Would you take the one chip challenge?
Yeah. Just cause.
I'm bringing them in.
Man, I ate pig ears on this thing before. They
Yeah,
trust
done
me,
that
they
on
didn't
the
cook
show.
them good at all. But you know, I still ate them. It was like eating a
we need
razor.
another round of that too. We need to go something more vicious though. We need
What you
on,
gonna bring up? A
dog?
dog doodle or something?
we need like some like pig intestines or something.
No, you guys need to do that one chip challenge.
It's not fair.
Y'all be over here
What you
crying.
doing? Yeah, that's it for me, guys. That's questions. I'm done.
So, of course, this was another great podcast. I would like to thank you.
Thank you.
So, let everybody know where to find you, number.
Social media.
Oh, you can reach me at the Massage Corner 2020 on YouTube. I have a channel if you want more tips on how to keep your self-care up and how different techniques to alleviate any type of pain. I'm there for you. You can also reach me on Instagram at the Massage Corner as well. And that's pretty much my platform for right now.
You want to give out your social and cell phone numbers?
And I also want to shout out my album coming out. It's called 2020 Vision.
Hey.
Be on the lookout for that.
Right,
Got
right.
about 8 songs on there, all produced by my boy Still Will.
Oh, well, wait a minute. They're not supposed to know that's me. I'm trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah, when we doing our thing, man. Check it out. It's gonna be on Spotify, iTunes, all that. So check it out.
And Cousin, I know Cousin for sure. I don't know. This man got so much stuff, good things that he had got going for himself. So we congratulate him on the graduation from USC.
Yeah.
Right.
Congratulations.
All right. Popcorn is out there.
God gets the glory.
Go get that. And what else you got going?
Nah, man, just staying prayed up, trying to change the world, man. That's it.
That changed the world. That's what he's doing right now. He's changing the world, and God is good. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your boy LP82, along with my co-host,
Young Tig, aka Wordplay.
and of course,
Cousin Dwaine, baby.
and our special guest.
Virginia.
I like the way she did that. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please go check out all these wonderful people up here. And by the way, they are brother and sisters. Brothers and sisters. Well, sister.
Yes.
The cat's out the bag.
They have a
Cats out the
beautiful
back.
family. Isn't it? Beautiful family. And they're all doing something positive for the world. Every one of them. So, yes. And we're out. Bye.